What is going on, guys? It's your boy HQ420. Welcome y'all back. Another episode of Showtime with the Cube. You know what the deal is. I've got the powerful one with me. Corey Hughes. Corey, this afternoon. Oh, and he's got his fish hat on. Corey, you doing good today?
I'm doing good today.
All right. Are you feeling powerful just like your favorite band? His favorite band is Fish.
I'm moderately powerful today.
Okay. Only moderately powerful. Well, we're going to be covering a couple movies that a little bit near and dear to Corey's heart. And one of his favorite actors, Mr. Jason Statham. Okay, Mr. Jason Statham. We're going to be covering The Meg 1 and 2. We appreciate everybody who's been checking us out so far. If you watch us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Listen to us on podcast platforms, hit the follow button there. So, Corey, The Meg 1 and 2, a Jaws type of situation per se.
Yes. So before we get started, if I were to be a guy who were to utilize some Alexa type information gathering system where I can offload my research, I would ask it, who has had the most illustrious action career in Hollywood of all time? And if you took the number of films made, the amount of money made, the number of consecutive big hits, I'd have to say Jason Statham takes the cake with probably being the biggest action star of all time. Whether or not he's recognized as such. Mm-hmm.
Of all time.
All time.
Well, here's one thing that is true. Jason Statham has never broken character. There's multiple actors that's never broken character, like ever. Statham's one. Who else is? Oh, the dude who played oh God, what's the movie? Napoleon Dynamite. It's because he played with like in 2 movies.
Did he do another? Did he do a second movie?
Blades of Fury.
Oh,
Blades of with
that was the South Park guys, right?
Yeah. Well, Will Ferrell. I don't think he did anything else. I think after that, it's like, all right, my career is over. Okay, what you do in Napoleon Dynamite movie, like, you're pretty much pigeonholed.
You're done. Yeah, you're done.
There's no way for anybody to take you seriously. So Jason Statham. Who else can we say that's an action star that's pretty much stayed in character? Is that Sylvester Stallone?
There was some variation. I mean, there was a distinct difference between Rocky and Rambo. You know, I mean, so at least for a while, maybe towards the end of his career, he typecast him, became a character of himself. But in the beginning, I don't think it was that way. Even Arnold wasn't necessarily that, because I mean, there's a big difference between Terminator and Kindergarten Cop. You know, although I do have to say though, probably my favorite action movie of all time is probably going to end up being Last Action Hero. So, yes, because it was meta before meta was cool.
Mm-hmm. And it did. God, who was the chick in that? Oh shit! It was Michael Myers' sister. Michael Myers' sister. Jamie Lee Curtis.
No.
Ain't I right?
Nope.
Last Action Hero?
Hold
on. Is that not right?
No.
Oh, I think that's right. Hold on a second. Hold on. Last Action Hero.
That's not right.
Oh, I'm thinking something else.
Van Damme. You know, a lot of these action guys did cameos at the end, because remember, at the end of Last Action Hero, they have the premiere of the new film from Jack Slade, and you got Van Damme and a whole bunch of these guys going into the theater as part of having a short cameo. So yeah, it's one of the greatest movies ever. It's a real golden ticket deal. So if you haven't seen Last Action Hero, everyone should go see it. Now, other than that, Jason Statham is the man.
Jason Statham is it. Golly, what's the other movie? There's another movie I'm trying to think of that had Arnold in it. Or did it not have Arnold in it? Oh, True Lies. That's what it was.
True Lies was Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Gotcha, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking about True Lies. Let's do True Lies. That's fine. So, but I guess we could say that as far as acting career, Jason Statham would be the guy who has been able to get away with playing himself exclusively for his entire career. Can we say there's a movie that he broke character at all? even a little bit. I don't, because God, what's that? It was like an old Irish film that somebody had.
I'm pretty sure
That
we
I
could
watched with
find one.
somebody.
I'm pretty sure we could find one. I was shocked
I
to see that he did a film with J-Lo, and I don't remember that being like a super big hit, and I thought she only did like super big hit movies.
well, can you say she did? Was it Out of Sight? That was one with George Clooney. J-Lo ain't done a whole bunch of stuff. She's got a recent film she did for uh Amazon, if I'm correct, the Shotgun Wedding.
Oh
And
yeah,
that was
did you see it?
yeah. I mean, it was decent enough. I mean, it was like, I mean, you won't go come, you won't go come, running around. Hey man, this was a great movie. Okay, so let's go. Jason Statham's career. So, okay, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That's the one I'm thinking about. But even then, he was like the tough guy. Snatch,
Same thing.
Ghost of Mars, the
That's
one.
Jason Statham on Mars.
Yep, yep. Okay, and then when he really started his first big movie, The Transporter. That was first. That was 2002.
And that was a major. Was that a blockbuster type movie?
Yeah, that was a breakthrough for him. That's technically, as far as leading man per se, that was technically his first like leading role. And so that would be 2002. Italian Job. I don't even remember him in Collateral.
That's the one with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they said it was the airport man. So he was just somebody in the background on that. Cellular, Transporter 2, Chaos, Crank, In the Name of the King.
Crank movies. They're so good, but they're so dumb. Like the second one when he has to shock himself all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Death Race. He's the same guy. The Mechanic, he's the same guy. Blitz, he's the same guy. Killer Elite, same guy. Safe, same guy. All the Expendables movies, same guy. Parker, Fast and Furious. Yeah. So he's been the exact same guy. Homefront. I mean, this could just be the life of a secret agent. That could just be his whole thing. What if they just said, "Hey, all this is in the same universe, or maybe a little multi? Can we do a multiversal of Jason Statham?" but he's the same in every universe. There's no variation. I guess we could say that. We could say that about his career. What's crazy is that a lot of his the movies that he starred in per se, there's not many of them that's got a 7 rate 7 or above. Wrath of Man was the most recent one.
That was good.
That got a 7. That one got a 7.
I think he has a newer movie. I think I saw a newer one than that. Is there? IMDb. I think there's
he's in the newest Expendables. And he's
yeah. That's right. So I tried to go back and watch Expendables 1, 2, and 3 so I could watch Expendables 4 because he seems to be the star of Expendables 4. And like the first one was like so bad I didn't make it to the end. So I'm not going to make it through 2 and 3.
What's up with you not being able to make it through movies?
Because if they're just bad, I'd rather go play video games or whatever.
But you've already turned it on, though.
That's okay. I'll leave it on and play video games.
Look, but I was able to watch The Human Centipede and Hobo with a Shotgun in the same day, back to back.
You're a better man than I.
Back to back movies, guys. I'm letting you know. It was a back to backer on a Saturday. Okay, this was back during my drinking career. But yeah, I was able to watch those back to back. So doggone, you can make it through Expendables. There ain't nothing with more or less of a plot than a damn Human Centipede and Hobo with a Shotgun.
I know there's Stallone did like a couple movies where he breaks out of jail.
Oh yeah. Why do I want to call that shit Prison Break? That
I can't believe I did this. In hindsight, I spent years of my life watching Prison Break, and it's probably one of the dumbest shows that's ever been made.
Dude, the first season was excellent.
Bro, they went off by season 3. They were like off the tangent. Like he got something tattooed between his toes, and it's the mystery fucking numbers of the blah blah blah. But I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, what the problem is that once he broke out of prison, like you kind of didn't want to watch it anymore. It's like, all right, he's out. You could end it like he just ride off into the sunset and never catch him, and you'd be like, dude, that was one of the best shows that they ever put out. That first season of Prison Break. Don't make any more. The rest of them, he was running from the cops out, while he was free, and then they got thrown into Mexican jail. It's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? With Mexico, it's like, man, once they got thrown into Mexican jail, I was like, yeah, this show's over. This show's over for me. So we're gonna go ahead. We had to give y'all a little bit of introduction. Okay, a little bit of introduction. Jason Statham's illustrious career. All right, and he's actually had 4 movies come out this year that he's been in.
That's like $100 million.
Yeah. So this one I think is only on Apple. It might be only on Apple Plus, which is Operation Fortune. But from the trailer, he's walking around with a gun. He's shooting somebody in the head, choking people. So he's the same guy in that one. So I might try to see if I can check that out. But Operation Fortune, Expendables 4, Fast X, and then of course Meg 2: The Trench. So we're gonna jump into Meg 1. Okay, Meg 1, and let's lay a little bit of groundwork. Of course, this is one of your themes, Corey, that you talk about. Was it man versus animal?
I think it would be man versus
or environment.
Would it be man versus environment? Now that you mention it, let's look up the traditional literary themes.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that would be man versus environment, but it's almost too specific for that.
Right. Well, I guess technically it would be environment because of the veil they broke. Because technically they're getting real deep. You know what I'm saying? They're getting too deep.
Yes. Decoding the 6 conflicts in literature. This better fucking sum it up quick. Man versus self. Man versus man. Man versus society. Man versus nature. Okay. Man versus technology. That sounds new and updated. And man versus fate or the supernatural. Okay, those are supposedly the 6 things. This would be man versus nature. Yeah.
So this falls right in man versus nature, and we've got plenty of these movies. And I will say, even though these movies never get high ratings, I usually always enjoy watching them because they're kind of mindless. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like a Lake Placid, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The 8-legged, creatures and stuff. It's just all those movies. They're outlandish. Was it a python? No,
oh yeah.
Was it? Is that
Anaconda?
Anaconda. Yeah, Anaconda. You watch these movies because they've always got the same setup. Okay, you've got a guy who don't want to be there who ends up having to become the hero. Okay, and then you got some bad guys trying to harvest the bones or harvest these other creatures out here in the wild. That's usually what you have, or steal some type of blood rock or something. You know what I'm saying? It's always that precious rock they're trying to take. So, so that's what this is. That is the trope of this. But it does have a little bit of a backstory, and it does actually set up the character pretty well of Jonas. That's Jason Statham's name in the Meg and the Meg 2. And it starts out with going back to when he actually had to go on a rescue mission to rescue some of the people who got stuck down in one of the submersibles. And this is kind of weird because we've had a incident right here recently where folks imploded in a submersible, allegedly, from what they're telling us. And so, Corey, what'd you think about that as far as the setup for him, as far as his character throughout the rest of this particular film? Of course, he had to make the choice where he had to leave people behind because otherwise everybody was going to die. So how do you think they pulled that off?
Pretty well, and I thought that was a burden that he continued to carry. And so him coming back. See, this is I like how the writers did this. They had a lure for him to come back, right? Which is like, what was that? Was that his ex-wife, or who was that woman to him?
It was ex-wife, and it was
His
5 years
ex.
later.
5 years later, his ex-wife is in danger, so they got the lure. But also, I felt there was the need for him to redeem himself, to prove to himself that he made the right decision and all that kind of stuff. So there we introduce the man versus himself conflict that he needed to overcome personally. So despite the fact that this is just some monster movie, it is doing an amazing job of employing these classic literary themes, whether people pick up on it or not. Really good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it made sure that one of the people that he saved was end up being like one of his hagglers, which would be Dr. Heller. So he continues to remind him, it's like, man, why'd you pick him? He'll leave people behind. You know what I'm saying? Just continuously throwing that right in his face the entire time. And it's just like, all right, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had to make a choice. Your ass wouldn't be alive today if I wouldn't have shut the hole and we took off. So it always makes you think, if you were ever in one of those situations, would you be able to do what needed to be done at that particular time? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's always something that we have to struggle with. They always tell you, it's like, if your wife and your mom were both tied up, and the guy said, I'm gonna shoot one of them, pick one. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So people put in those situations like that. Well, they did that in another movie. I think it was The Purge, because the lady who was trying to I can't remember if it's the second one or the third one, but the lady who was trying to actually get rid of the actual event, the Purge, she had been put in one of those situations where the captor was like, hey, I can kill the entire family or I'll kill your daughter. And, they decided it's like, well, kill us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, just moments like that. It always, something like that would leave a scar. So it's always something that a writer can use that will actually hold weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even though you don't have a lot of background knowledge of this character, that one moment will hold weight. So that's always something you can usually go to as far as the movie. And you don't have to, as far as always bringing in like, okay, well, my mom died, my wife died, my kid got ran over. You know what I'm saying? Because those are used a whole lot. But as far as camaraderie, you're supposed to go out and save people. They can use that to bring emphasis to a character and to give them a little bit of depth, especially seeing how Jason Statham is just Jason Statham. Okay, so in a situation like that, that's always good. So we actually fast forward 5 years later. Okay, they're having they're going down, and the underwater research facility is called Mana One. Okay, Mana One. Of course, they're off the coast of China. They're out there in China. So Corey,
I figured this out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They sell a lot of movie tickets in China.
Ooh.
So they had to have the Chinese up in there.
You think that's what it is?
100%. Absolutely. The pandering is what they do, and that's fine. That's totally cool.
Man, do you believe this is pandering?
I think the Chinese are like the lost minority group here in America. Nobody cares about them, so it's a good thing they got some screen time for once.
Oh. They're usually in monster movies like this. They usually have a lot of times the stuff is going on overseas. Because wasn't in the Godzilla movie, that was happening in China too, right?
Yes. No, mostly Japan, I think. But I think, yeah, okay. And I think that was that movie was like a political allegory of like America, like is Godzilla. I think that's originally what that was about. So
I was that way.
Yeah, it wasn't just a monster movie. It actually had some some symbolism there. Same as Dracula and Frankenstein, which we'll get into another time.
Okay. Okay, so they one and the same. All right, I got you there. So they're actually going down in the submersible. They found what I believe they call it the wall, and so they're actually breaking that wall. It's like a hydrogen gas mixture, and it's a different temperature, and somehow it keeps prehistoric creatures from.
It's the firmament, bro. It's the lower firmament.
The firmament. Okay.
The firmament, because they're supposed to go over the top of us, and then there's supposed to be a firmament under the ocean. Like, so you break through it. That's what they were doing. They were going to that other ocean in the ocean.
Where the real shit's at.
That's it, exactly. It's where all the prehistoric shit's at.
Yeah, so they're they're exploring, of course. Submersible goes down because it gets attacked by one of the Megs, or the Meg in this particular one. We have the main explorer, which is what's his name? Let's see, Zhang. Okay, we have the daughter Su Yin, which we're gonna get into when we start talking about the second movie. But of course, Su Yin's going down there to save him. They actually call up Jason Statham, and that happens via Mac, which Mac and Jason Statham work together. Okay, or Jonas in this particular film. So of course they go down there, save the day, but throughout this they open up a hole in the firmament to allow one of the Megs to come through. What did you think about the execution of that? Did you like how they allowed or the process of this particular creature getting through into the world?
I liked it. I thought it was okay. It was good. It had some mystical overtones to it. Like there's a whole prehistoric world trapped down here, and we just popped a cork, let him out, and So we see at some point in this first movie not only the Meg, but we do see a big old octopus, and so it tends to.
That's the second one. That's the second.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure there was an octopus in the first one too.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
The second one.
I just watched it. I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to tell you it wasn't.
Okay, he's telling me I'm wrong here, but being that there's an octopus in the second one, so as to appease Mr. Cube here, it's obvious that poking a hole in this firmament let out a whole bunch of stuff, other than just the Meg.
But not in the first one, though.
All right, if you say so. Because I would have sworn that the sub was originally attacked by a octopus, but I might be wrong there.
It was not.
Okay. All right. I'll concede that I'm wrong here.
It was not, but that's okay because I ain't gonna lie. I mean, the movies kind of blur together. Hey, but as in all movies, in this one we had the prototypical bad guy who was trying to come through and make profit off of what they found. All right, he already knew what they were looking for, and this is his name's Morris, and so he seems like he's all interested in the facility when he's just interested in harvesting this Meg. All right, for his own personal gain.
So there's always got to be one of these guys, man. There's always the noble expedition to do whatever, and then there's the one guy who's the corporate stooge. It brings me back memories of like, was it The Abyss with Paul Reiser's character?
Yeah,
you know, there's always that one corporate stooge. In Jurassic Park, there was one. You know, it's always like, I think what you're doing, you know, just money here, and so I got to do what the corporate says, right?
Oh yeah, it's the guy the fat dude who has the DNA in the aerosol cans. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets 8. He gets 8 for his troubles, and this particular gentleman gets 8 as well for his troubles. Now, how do you like that they kind of set up the? And I thought this was very weird, seeing how Jason Statham's ex-wife, who went to save her, but then he actually ends up having sexual tension with the Zhang, which is the kind of the leader of Man of One daughter. How you think? How you like that as far as them setting up that particular sexual tension? She seemed very interested right out the gate. She
right out the gate.
Act like she wouldn't, but you know, Statham's like a 007.
Oh yeah, completely.
It's like. I mean, he's similar to that. So,
but you actually see his butt getting it on in Crank when he has sex with her on the football field, and the whole crowd is cheering on. One of the most ridiculous scenes in the history of movies.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty over the damn top. It's no doubt about it. Let's see. So we've got a few other characters in here that transferred over to the next to Meg T. One of them, the black guy DJ, also had Mac, which was Jason Statham's friends. As far as them being in the film, they didn't. I know they're in there, but they didn't seem to have a whole lot of screen presence. They had a couple laughs and things of that nature. Any of the ancillary characters, they didn't seem to get in the way per se, or have any type of significant actions as far as screen time. Some of them did in the second one, but on this first one, how'd you feel about the ancillary characters in the original Meg?
Quite disposable, with the exception of what's the other the Indian guy? What's his name?
His name's Mac.
Mac. Other than Mac, everyone else is fairly disposable. So I didn't really have an emotional attachment to any of them. And Mac didn't seem like the kind of guy who wanted to get his hands dirty. He seemed more like the corporate laboratory type.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't really have much of an emotional connection to any one of them. They did a decent job of trying to set up the interpersonal relations between the characters, enough to where it wasn't annoying. So, but yeah, overall, I thought they were okay. But like I said, not overly attached to them, which is good because you can't become overly attached to anybody in a movie with a shark in it.
Yeah, this is true because at any point in time somebody's going to get ate, a la Deep Blue Sea. This almost had like a Deep Blue Sea feel. Now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, completely.
If I was going to compare movies, this was like a Deep Blue Sea type of feel.
It's just so crazy to me that in these movies in 2023, we've been seeing these underwater freaking large scale scientific, 5,000 feet under the water submersible laboratories for like 30 years in movies, and we don't even have one in the real world, and it's 2023. So like,
do we not have one of those?
No, we don't have one of those. Maybe we got one that's like 10 foot underwater, but no, we don't have no underwater submersible mile down freaking nothing like that. It's crazy.
I'll be damned.
Yes.
I'll be damned. So this particular shark, the megalodon, okay, the megalodon. How did you feel about is the way it was used, and was it terrifying enough?
Yeah, but it could have been bigger.
Man said, I mean, I thought y'all said the Meg. It could have been way bigger.
Could have been bigger.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is when they're out there and they kill a shark, okay? And they're like, yeah, we got his ass. And and my man, that's the bad guy who comes up to the damn shark, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, hold on a second. This one seems kind of small. And the man comes up and just eats the dog shit out of him. I was like, that's the way it always happens. You know what I'm saying? I will say one thing about these movies. Anytime somebody's in the water, you always got tension. Or anytime somebody's like, oh yeah, this is, they'll never get through this. Somebody's about to get ate. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So there's always moments like that I always enjoy in these particular films. So the pretty much premise of this whole film is trying to kill this Meg. I mean, that's it. Mm-hmm. You've got the one guys who were trying to capitalize off the Meg and reap money. You know what I'm saying? The benefits of extreme wealth. And then you've got your explorers and people who just want to, we want to explore the world and document these things, and it's going to be good for all, which you already know that there's some government organization in the background just waiting to, like, kill all y'all. Take your research. I mean, it's just, anytime somebody comes up to you, it's like, oh, you know what you're doing? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, okay, we'll give you a few $1 billion. It's like, hold on a second. I'll pass. No, never mind.
It's like when the drug lords have the construction crew build their freaking mansion in the jungle, and then they kill them all and bury them underneath.
It's like, all right. It's all right. Where's our money at? Oh, it's right there in that room. You'd be like, in that room. But yeah, right in there. And like something's not right here, boy. You just be sitting there looking around like, you gonna go in the room first? Hey, you go in and see what's in there. Yeah, so that's what you always kind of feel like. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for the Meg 1. That's it. Folks get 8. You know what I'm saying? Folks get 8.
Oh, but we got to tell them, like, actually, Jason Statham saves the day. That's like,
yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does. The dad does get 8. Okay, so the dad of Soo Yan, he said, I think I said her name right. Yeah, Soo Yin. Maybe it's Soo Yan. I don't know, man. It's
also that name. Well, we forgot to mention the other Chinese guy sacrifices himself, and so that kind of causes some tension throughout the thing.
Yeah, Zhang does.
Right.
Yeah, which is the father. Yeah, the father, because Soo Yin, which she's a divorcee, she's got her daughter Mai Ying. Okay, Mai Ying. Right, and the actual grandfather, but the father of Soo Yin, he actually does sacrifice himself so they can get away. If I'm correct, how did he kill the shark in this first one? They blow him up.
I think he blew him up. Oh no. They injured him, and then it got ate by a bunch of sharks.
That's right. This one, yeah. This one got injured, and he got ate by a bunch of sharks, which makes more sense than probably what we see in the second one. You know what I'm saying? Probably what we see in the second one, guys. I mean, literally, when I tell you that's it for the first Meg. Like you've got action sequences. People get 8. Jason Statham does his thing. You know what I'm saying? And they kill the shark, and the movie ends. And that's it. And that's where we get into the Meg 2. Okay, the Meg 2.
So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, he's already out there doing, stuff in the world. Like, he's an action hero again in the real world. That was disappointing to me. I was hoping that he was going to be like, double screw this, and they would have to go drag him off another island. That's what I was hoping.
Okay, so you didn't like that he was out there actually doing espionage.
Correct.
Okay.
I was hoping that he would be like, screw all this, I'm drinking my beer. But no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there is one thing we need to say. At the end of the first Meg, it seems like him and Soo Yin are in the midst of about to form a relationship. He has a relationship with Soo Yin's daughter. But then in the second one, they decide to kill Soo Yin off camera. What you think about that? Like, I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, I know that's the daughter and she grown up some, but I was like, where's Soo Yin at? I mean, where's the mom at? And then they showed like, oh yeah, she's dead. I'm like, did she die in real life? Hold on, did she die in real life?
Well, I don't see that being a problem. Most people, I don't think, from Meg 1 to Meg 2 would remember if they swapped out the actress or not.
Oh, let me make sure this chick ain't dead. Just gotta start rambling on. It don't look like it. Well, I don't know. Last thing she did was in 2022. She might be dead. No, okay, no, it didn't say anything. Let's see. Let's see her biography. Make sure she ain't left us. No. So I thought that was pretty weird that they decided to kill her off camera, seeing how she was like one of the main focuses of the Meg 1 as far as the relationship between her, Statham, and the daughter, as far as that budding. But did you think that was a little weird? Then they introduced the brother. They introduced the brother in this one.
Yeah, I don't think it was overly weird.
I mean, that's it. I mean, I was like, man, how you gonna kill her off screen, man? Oh yeah, but she just got sick one day.
Whenever you kill somebody off screen, it's an obvious they had some kind of weird actor strike or something they had to overcome, and they just couldn't do it. Right? Money issue, something weird and logistic oriented. So, it is what it is. We just have to accept it and move on.
Man, this is the type of stuff I got, Bo. It is what it is, okay? Well, this was kind of a similar, but a little bit different. As far as the Meg one, they're still exploring below the firmament. Okay, and it looks like they've actually been going there for a while now, and they managed to go down there. They managed to change their technology as far as their lighting system, so it would not alert any other Megs. Now, I don't know if they actually showed that they had captured one of the Megs, and it was at their facility.
Right, it was in like a holding tank.
Yeah, which I was pretty damn sure my man was about to get ate.
Oh yes, so he's swimming around in the tank thinking that he's like the freaking shark whisperer, and he's got some little doohickey that makes a little sonic sound, and then this big old thing just goes, I'm not going to eat you, because he thinks that he can form a relationship with this thing. But that's ridiculous. The shark's got a brain the size of a walnut. So, it exists for one reason, to eat. And that is it. That's what it does.
Yeah.
It goes through the ocean and it eats. It don't feel nothing.
The shark comes up and it's like, it swims up to him and he hits the button and it swims away. He said, "You see?" And then they're like, "Hey, it's coming back." And then it tried to eat his ass the second time. And he's like, "That's really weird." I'm like, "Bo, you about got ate, man." He just comes back up like, something's up. Now, come to find out, she's in heat. It's a female. She's in heat. Now, I don't know how she's able to feel this through the firmament. She's ready to plunge back through the firmament so she can get railroaded. Okay, so that's the whole premise there. And in this particular movie, we still got bad guys. All right, we still got bad guys, and somehow they've set up a whole base below the firmament that none of these people knew about, and they've been going there ever since the last time. I'm trying to figure this thing out, but because it was a big base, it wasn't like it was some small base. It was a big base. And we have our classic bad guy that you cannot easily kill. What's his name? His name is Montez. All right, looks like him and Jason Statham had a little bit of history. Okay, had a little bit of history. But what you think about this particular film and how they introduced more sharks and then even some dinosaurs and some octopuses?
Okay, so I thought it was gonna be over the top. I thought we was gonna see T-Rexes. I thought we was gonna see all kinds of shit popping out of this firmament, right? Stuff that made totally no sense. Instead, it was kind of tame. We got a bunch of little mini dinosaurs, which was kind of weak. And then we got some big old squid. I'm always down for some big squid fighting some submarines. That is always a great plot. I mean, that's some 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea kind of shit. That is great. All right. Give me octopuses and submarines all day long. In fact, we haven't had a movie exclusively like that. So, Hollywood, come on, get with the program. So,
this is what you waiting on.
Yeah. But no, we could have had more variety of stuff coming out of there. We could have had big giant eels. We could have had all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Big old piranha that are like 7 foot long. Like, they could have done a whole lot more with it than giving us some CGI dinosaurs that were 2 foot tall.
Okay, so you felt like that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, missed opportunity, and those weren't even good because they looked like those lizards from the Galapagos, whatever those things are called. So they weren't even really good dinosaurs.
They did look a little bit too CGI-ish. I will say that. Like, it was just like over the top obvious, which I don't know if that's what they were actually going for. The sharks had a little bit more of a realistic feel. You know what I'm saying?
The sharks were good
as far as their look,
and they were all cut up like they were old.
Yeah, as far as their look, so I thought that was well done there. So the majority of this film is actually Jason Statham trying to get his people out from under the water because they get stuck down there because Montez actually blows up the whole joint, so it doesn't get found out by everybody up above in Mana 1 because Mana 1 has been infiltrated, of course, by more bad guys. which one of them is Driscoll, which is the woman who is funding the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the other one is one of the people who is over the control panel, which is Jess. Okay, so we've got infiltration in this one.
Oh yes,
Okay, a little
backstabbery going
infiltration.
on.
Yeah, we got folks who have. Jess had actually went through and sabotaged the emergency submersible. So they actually found that through some back footage, and it in this particular film, I will say that I felt like maybe I spent a little bit too much time not going against the Megs early on. I felt like they didn't have as much screen presence because it was kind of that conflict between Driscoll and Jess and Statham with the brother of Su Yin and his daughter, and so I felt like maybe they could have implemented the Megs a little bit more. Now I know they have them come up and like bite the station and all that stuff, but I felt like maybe I didn't have enough Meg action in there, seeing how long they were actually down on the ocean floor. What you think about that?
Oh yeah, it seemed like as though we didn't have nearly as much Meg action in the movie. It seemed like it became kind of this like power struggle between Statham and his couple of allies and the bad guys, and that kind of took predominance over them fighting the Meg for a big chunk of the movie, for a good solid at least 40 minutes of the movie, I'd say.
Yeah, because even when they get back to the surface, they're having to fight off gunfire and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's not until like folks are shooting at them and everything. So it's not until the third act. So I would say probably the first two acts doesn't have a whole lot to do with the actual sharks themselves.
Correct.
Yeah, you really don't get into it until the third act.
Right, and then they have to kill off the squid. They got to kill the dinosaurs, and they got to kill the Meg all at the same time. And they do.
The Megs up.
Right, the plural Megs. And so they seemingly they pull it off, right, miraculously, and they're able to take out all the dinosaurs and all everything all at once and save the day. So, and take out the bad guys on the ship and all that stuff with like 3 people.
Well, the bad guys kind of got ate.
The bad guys
ate by the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
by the dinosaurs.
Yeah, they did.
And the squid. The bad guys kind of got ate. What'd you think about Jason Statham? Was it blowing his sinuses out to maintain his barometric pressure or whatever?
So we've seen multiple movies try to have different explanations on how this stuff works, right? We had like The Abyss, and we had like Deep Space Nine or Deep Star Nine or whatever the hell that movie, Deep Six or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And then there was this, right? So everyone's got their own take. One of them is that if you're pressurized to the surface, then you can just zoop right up to the surface and you're good. If you're pressurized to under the water, then you got to take like 3 weeks to slowly go up to the top of the surface, right? And then you got this one where you can be under the water and you just blow your nose in the water and you're fucking good to go because the pressure won't get you because you blew your nose out. So I don't know how you're supposed to inhale and blow your nose out in your sinuses and not suffocate or choke to death. I don't get it. But hey, whatever. It's Jason Statham, so I give him a pass.
It blew his. I mean, he straight up blew blood out his nose. I was like, that's not a good thing, right? So I just seen blood.
So as long as you got water up your nose, your head won't get crushed by the pressure.
Yeah, which we did. We did see what quote unquote it said it would look like if a massive amount of pressure actually broke into a capsule. The one girl who had her helmet cracked, they weren't able to close the doors before her helmet actually fully broke open, and it just disintegrated her whole head.
Dying under the water, man, suffocating, any of that stuff, having your helmet implode, like that's just not a good way to go, man. God, there's so many ways to go that are not good, and that's definitely close to the top of the list.
And look, this begs the question, Corey. Why? And of course, I think this is one of our fallacies, but we always have the sense that we have, uh, oh, I can't domain, or we have the rights to everything on this planet. So anytime there's like this creature, the Meg, you know what I'm saying? You're
Mm-hmm.
like, this shit don't need to get up above the firmament because it fuck eat everybody. But folks are like, man, I need to make money off this. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
isn't this something else we can do? I mean, I heard hooking is a damn occupation. You know what I'm saying?
It's the thing is, like, we have explored like less than 5% of the oceans. I think that's what they've been saying for years, right? Like, we don't know nothing about nothing that's down there. And I have a feeling things that down at the bottom want to stay down at the bottom. And if we go down there trying to dig them up, we deserve the fate of the crew that was after the Meg. Period.
We deserve that fate. That's always good. I'm just always like, guys, this is like a damn killing machine.
Well, here's a perfect example of man trying to overcome nature. Is like, we lost that sub that went crunch when it went down to near the Titanic, right? Like, that's a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect example. Jesus Christ. You could never get me in a submarine ever. Never.
No.
I don't give a fuck if it's the Navy's like top sub. I'm not going in it.
Listen, no, I'm good. I appreciate it. I'm good, Dave. But so how these particular monsters get up here this go around, the 3 Megs. There's actually 2 Megs down there, and then there's the is that right? In the 2 Megs, and then the one they had captured. Am I right there?
Well, at the end they sense another one's there that might be pregnant, and it gets away. So it left the door open for additional Megs.
Okay.
Which I think we're going to get a Meg 3, and it's going to be the Meg to end all Megs, and it is going to be a monster, and it's going to have all kinds of babies, and someone's going to upset the baby. Someone's going to upset the nest, and that's what's going to be the trigger in the next one. And it's going to eat like a Carnival cruise ship.
The whole cruise ship,
whole thing.
Let's just go bite it in half. So they're actually able. They blow a hole in the firmament. When my man tries to explode the entire station to cover up their tracks. And that's what opens the hole in this one. And it lets through everything. Okay, well, 3 Megs, and then a giant octopus, and the baby dinosaurs, which we actually see at the beginning of the movie. I was actually wondering why they were showing those. I'm like, one of these are going to show back up. You know what I'm saying? Foreshadowing. When you see those monsters at the beginning. Or those particular dinosaurs,
right.
I think that's what they were trying to say they were. But I was like, that's a little bit of foreshadowing. And so we have the whole premise right here where they fight those off. And Jason Statham, the badass that he is, manages to kill all the Megs with a stick and an explosive. And so that was pretty good. I mean,
I would expect nothing less from the greatest action star of all time.
Now, I will say one thing. They messed up on the editing because when he took, I think he had 3 poles on his back with explosives on them. When he took and he threw the first one, he missed. And when it panned back to him, he still had 3 on his back. I said, hold on a second. I said,
you're not supposed to catch stuff like that. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I said, I looked right at my girlfriend. I was like, did he not just throw one of those? She said, yeah. I was like, I was making sure. And he missed. What he got, a rope around it? I didn't see him rope it back in. I didn't see him rope it back in. But yeah, so he explodes some of them, and then the last one, he manages to get it to impale itself on a helicopter blade. So, of course, in spectacular fashion. And throughout this movie, we do have that sense of a father-daughter relationship, even though this Mai Yang is technically not his daughter, but he's kind of taking care of her for the mother. So it didn't really speak about how far their actual relationship got before she passed. So that kind of leaves a little bit of a void there. What you think about the particular thing? Because this entire movie is more centered around him trying to protect her from the dangers in the ocean.
Yeah. So the very nature of the relationship there, and I'm not even going to complain about it, was their little 2 bits of woke that they had to inject into the storyline. That is totally okay. I'll let it slide this time around.
Okay. He said it was a little bit of woke.
Yeah, remember, because but here's the thing. Remember, you got to remember that the Asians are considered like white adjacent, right? So I guess not.
Ooh, that is true.
So they screwed up there. Yeah. Good job, Hollywood, with your diversity in this movie.
Yeah, Asians are white adjacent. We forgot about that. Do we need to put that out to everybody just to let them know, just in case people don't know? Hey, I just need to go I'm gonna go put that on Twitter. Just let everybody know Asians are white adjacent, so no special protections. Okay. Do you wait for a particular flag? I'm like, what are you talking about? Pride flag, because that's the only one that's protected. If you ain't part of that mafia, scrap it. All right. It's just all there is to it. So the majority of this film is actually Jason Statham trying to protect Mai Yang from the dangers below, and then eventually him having to let her go and see that she's grown up and is able to take care of herself per se. You know what I'm saying? So that's I would say that's one of the tropes that they always put in movies.
Yeah.
You say that?
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of those things. One of those things they always put in movies.
Here's the thing. I think if we had a movie that had 0 tropes or stereotypes in it, we would be completely freaking lost and probably hate it.
It's Napoleon Dynamite.
You think?
Yeah, that got nothing in it. You got a man picked up a steak and threw it at Napoleon. The dude talked about a liger. It's a lion and a tiger. I drew you a picture. That is 2 hours of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't a trope involved. It's 2 hours of dumbass. Is what it is. That's all that is. So yeah. So yeah, that's the Meg too. All the bad guys get 8, and the good guys survive. Okay, well, most of them. There was actually quite a few people who died underwater.
Yeah.
There was actually quite of the crew. There was actually a lot of people who died underwater. It's like 4 or 5 people. It's like, damn. But everybody who got out the water, nobody died after that. And DJ did have a little bit more screen presence in this one, because I guess after the first Meg, he decided that he needed to come prepared. So the man had a 50 cal Desert Eagle in his backpack. Man got a straight up 50 cal back there. You know what kind of man you got to be to hold on to that gun when you shoot it? A 50 cal Desert Eagle? Dude, that thing knock you on your ass. But he had one in there. So he was almost kind of like a little bit of comedic relief in the movie.
Yeah.
And I could say he was kind of that in both films. He would kind of say some snarky stuff. Because I don't. Has Jason Statham ever said anything funny?
I'm sure.
You might have laughed, but like he won't. He was saying it in like an asshole type of way. You know what I'm saying? He was saying it to be a douchebag, so it might have been funny to you, but it was like douchebaggery towards the other guy. So yeah, that's the Meg 2. They saved the day. Okay, that's it. It didn't really give us. I know the last shark, the one that they had captured. That one kind of swims off into the sunset. Like as you said, Corey is probably pregnant. Okay, so baby Megs are on the way. Okay, so people be ready for baby Megs. Do you think there will be a Meg 3?
Oh, unquestionably.
Oh, so without a doubt.
Without a doubt. I'm sure. I'm sure. What did it do in the box office? I'm sure it did its 100 mil or whatever, 200 mil. That it needed to do.
I'm not exactly sure. Now, I know that you were saying earlier that you like the Meg 1 better than the Meg 2.
Yeah.
And audiences would agree with you on that. The first Meg was rated at 5.6 out of 10, and the second Meg was rated 5.1 out of 10. So average.
I don't have anything recent, but I have, as of August 22nd, the Meg 2 passed 300 million worldwide.
Oh, okay.
It probably did 400 to 500 million before hitting video.
Oh, damn. Damn, that's actually pretty.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's bad.
Oh, it did 529 worldwide at the box office.
Hell, that's better. That's better than some Marvel and DC shit
Of
right
course
now.
it is. Of course it
Hold
is. And the
on,
budget was probably
hold
like
on.
20 million. All of Jason Statham's salary.
Just him. Let's see, Bud. Okay, so DC's guys, when y'all hear this, y'all gonna be like, "Do what?" DC's latest offering, which was Blue Beetle, made $129 million worldwide. Guys, let me tell you this again. DC's newest offering made $129 million, not in the U.S., worldwide. Man, when you getting beat by a basic run of the mill movie, your movie's trash, man. Your movie's so bad. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you half of those damn Marvel and DC movies didn't do as well as Meg 2 at 529.
Dude, you can't be getting beat by the Meg, man. Dude, hold on. Let me make sure this is right. Box office worldwide. Let me make sure this is right. I don't want to tell nobody the wrong thing. Let's see. I'm going, but I hope this ain't right. My last numbers that I'm seeing right here. The Flash. $268 million worldwide. I mean, dude, man, they needed to go on strike. They needed some time to think, okay? Let's reflect. What are we doing here? We getting beat out by the Meg too. Don't even have a plot, man. Guys, there's nothing nuanced to give you about these movies because it's just Jason Statham go kill some sharks. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, that tells you everything you need to know about big budget Hollywood fucking movies. Seriously.
This is bad. This is the state of movies right now. It's state of movies, but we talked about it. How some of our most enjoyable movies have been the simpler ones.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Violent Night, Cocaine Bear. It's just
and people can't keep up with big shit. People just can't keep up with fucking the Infinity Stones and all this crap. I mean, like, fuck off. Seriously.
Well, they were keeping it. They were keeping up with the Infinity Stones, and that's where I think they got over their skis because everything they put out, but they were hitting on it. But once they start getting to the multiverse, and then you start making all the Disney Plus stuff, that folk were like, "And what are y'all doing, man?" You know what I'm saying? And then you seamlessly made a whole bunch of movies that kind of didn't seem to have anything to do with anything. Which they're gonna end up rounding it all together. But it's just like, what the hell am I watching, guys? People out there, producers, writers, stop getting beat by the Meg too worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
80% of that's in China.
It probably is. It probably is.
Dude, there's 1.4 billion of those damn people. Okay, you only need like 10% of the fucking 10% of the country to go see your movie, and it's like a multi-billion-dollar hit.
That is true. That is true. Okay, so the Meg won. How many cubes?
7 out of 10.
Oh, man, it went 7.
7 out of 10.
I go 6.5.
Oh,
Meg 2.
6.5.
I thought it was the same movie, 6.5. I sat there and I watched it, and I was like, "Hey, this is something familiar." Okay. I thought maybe the dinosaurs were a little ridiculous, but you know,
yeah.
The octopus came in at a good time, and it ended up getting 8. How the octopus died was actually crazy because I thought it was about to choke out the damn Meg. And why haven't these things been fighting before? Or have they?
In the firmament.
In the firmament, they're friends.
Yeah.
Or under the firmament, they're friends. That's what we can attribute this to, guys. Under the firmament, they're all friends. So that's. But once you break the firmament, no holds bar. So I mean, that's what we got here. So that's the Meg 1 and Meg 2. Let us know y'all thoughts on that in the comment section below if you haven't seen it. They should be on Max if you have Max, which I don't know why they don't call it HBO Max anymore. They just call it Max, which is dumb. But, that was a decision they made because reasons. We got people making great decisions out here. I mean, I will say that. And they're getting paid for it. And they're getting paid pretty well. And we appreciate them for doing such a thing. So you can check those out. If I'm correct, both movies are on Max. I know the Meg 2 just recently released a few weeks ago on Max, so you can go check those out there. So yeah, let us know what y'all thoughts on that in the comment section below. We've got more that's going to be coming your way. We've got episode 3 of Loki that's coming out Thursday, so we'll be reviewing that for y'all coming up next Monday. And then we're going to try to check out The Continental. I'm going to try to get that stuff, and as far as, I think it's on Peacock, isn't it? Isn't it on Peacock?
Yeah.
If I'm correct. Yeah, so I'm going to try to see if I can't bank a month of that so we can check that out, because nobody said a word about it. So I'm wondering if it actually even came on. You know what I'm saying? I might click on that and it might not be up there. So appreciate everybody for coming checking us out. From your boy HQ420, the powerful one, Corey Hughes. We'll catch you on the next Showtime with the Cube. Peace out.